Alrighty, guys, we got the playlist queued the frick up. I have a whole playlist on songs I'm going to react to, so if you guys are... Actually, well, you guys won't see it because it's private, but... Anyways. Also, so I remember, right? I don't have it... I don't go through in any particular order. But here we are with True Love, another unreleased Juice WRLD. This one here is not a subscriber request, but one that I just actually haven't heard. So, yeah.
I need to confide. I need to get right. It's a long ride. The drugs held me high. The drugs held me high.
Right off the bat, that's pretty fucking sad. So, obviously, and I hate this. This is one thing I think it's really cliche and very cringy with a lot of YouTube reviews, reactions on music, and I'm doing it, is when they basically repeat exactly what the fuck. Not exactly, but like, they're telling you what you already fucking know. It's like, you know, when you're with your... My grandparents used to do this. It still bugs me, you know, may they rest in peace. It fucking annoyed the shit out of me. My grandfather's gonna be rolling in his grave, trying to kick my ass. But my point is that we would be watching the news. I remember being like 7 years old, right? Watching the fucking news. We're both watching the same fucking screen, right? So you would think there's no need to broadcast what's being broadcasted, right? Right. But no. If you're an Italian grandfather or grandmother, that's not the fucking case. I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to go to hell, yo, but I'm going to pray to God I don't fucking do that. Like, I can tolerate getting socks for my birthday. You know, the fucking $20 bill stuffed in the side. My nonna used to do that all the time, yo. You know, those fresh gazzetti and then the fucking $20 inside. Or during Christmas, you get like fucking 12 panettones. I'm Italian, if you guys are not understanding a fucking thing what I'm talking about. I'm sorry you missed out on life, but let's get to this. Let's get to this song.
I need to confide. True love's hard to find.
Yo!
I'll wait for her to come find me. I'll even pay the fines. I need to confide. True love's hard to find. I'll wait for her to come find me. Even pay the fine. Okay, it's
Talking about relationships, I'm really fucking pretty certain that's what the case is. He keeps saying I need to confide. I'm assuming he's talking about his either a current or past or possible, you know, future relationship, and being more general in that sense, that he needs to confide in somebody. And it's kind of like I said in the last video, Ali had said that he was very dependent on the concept of being in a relationship. He really depended on that. Like, it was a very big struggle for him, I guess, for him to be single, which we hear in his music, and she confirmed that. But, you know, this is another one of those songs where it's pretty fucking evident. Like, he's really big on being in a relationship.
long ride, still the beginning of the ride. I'm getting high before the flight. LAX to the shop. Memories on my mind. Been reflecting on my life. Some don't feel right. Down deep inside, I'm scared of my own demise. I need to confide.
Can I just comment on that real quick? Of course I can, I know, but... as I come to my demise, that last verse, that last little hit there, I'm scared of my own demise has to be one of the more stronger hitting verses in this song, and I haven't heard the whole song. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because, for one reason or another, obviously, if you know Juice WRLD, you know there's multiple fucking things that he was doing that he shouldn't have been because of his health and stuff. And they're not safe in general, right? He knows that inevitably it's going to happen, and the sad part is it got the best of him, right? Like, I know I sound like a fucking broken radio, but like, his friends could have and should have did more. I'm not saying one person in particular, but anybody that was featured in the Into the Abyss documentary should have did more. Anybody, because those are people that he was around, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, like, and I don't give a fuck, like, who was it? Nick? No. Nick Mira, was it? It was somebody, a producer, I think it was, that apparently used to take Xans with. And, like, little, like, shit like that, I don't give a fuck about your celebrity status. That has nothing to do with it, is what I'm trying to say. It's more, at least for me, the matter of a friend to another friend. Because, like I've said, I would never, ever be able to live with myself if, knock on wood, one of my friends were to tell me, you know, because I get it, some people can actually hide their addictions very well. So I get it. I'm not saying, like, so you guys may be saying, well, how couldn't you tell yourself? But some people can really just hide the addiction very well. It's very sad. Those are the cases I feel are a little bit more sad because it's like really unexpected, you know. Like you have no idea, and some like your boy or your girl comes up to you and be like, "Yo, like I'm addicted to, I don't know, like perks, like, you know, stuff like that or whatever," and you never had any idea of it, and then you're hearing about it, right? I kind of feel like that's the case every single time I hear anyone talk about him and his fear of death. I react to it the same as if it's like the first time of me hearing it, because it's so fucking sad. Like, I don't think anybody should ever have to go through this.
To the love of my life, it's getting dark outside, it's getting darker inside, you're the only home inside, I need a place to cry.
So that verse right there is another one confirming, like, bro, this guy really badly wanted to be in a relationship and felt like he couldn't do it otherwise. Now, when he says it's getting darker, it's darker outside, it's getting darker inside, and then follows up with, what did he say? You're the only home in sight, and then I need a place to cry. That's pretty hard to hear. But more specifically, why I'm bringing this up is because emotionally, this guy was obviously going through the shits, right? That's obvious as fuck. I'm not trying to repeat that. But, like, I'm bringing this up because, like, when you look at it, the way he worded that very particularly, right? Very specifically. You're the only home in sight. I need a place to cry. You only cry where you are at your lowest. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not necessarily going to say you only cry where you're comfortable, because people, unfortunately, have mental breakdowns and just, you know, some people just start, you know, their thing is just when they have like a mental breakdown, they start crying. And at that point, you know, that's not something that's just only going to happen when you're in your, you know, the comfort of your home. That can be at any time in somebody's life, right? It's not something that everybody goes through, obviously, but it's a thing. But the whole point is he's aware of this being a thing with him. And that's kind of the general kind of thesis to what I'm trying to say in this song in general, what it's trying to bring up, is he realizes the severity of the lack of a relationship to him.
like dice. Converse about drugs, I'm only trying to break the ice. Bleeding now.
Wow, dude! Like again, this is getting deeper and deeper into his thoughts with this one. Like this is a very emotional song, and I feel like I've said that about just about every song that I've reviewed of his. But like, he writes emotional music, dude. He writes what he feels, and it's sad because when people say, "Oh, dude, he just talks about the same things all the time," yeah, a lot of artists do that. I mean, what the fuck are they gonna do to say about something that doesn't happen, right? Other people do that, yeah, I know. But my whole thing is like, what he's talking about is his insecurities, his flaws, and this and that. Flaws and Sins is a really fucking big song for me, for that reason. Because in that song, he's pretty much opening up to us and being like, yo, like, I know everything that I'm fucking up. And it's, you know, it's bugging him, right? And I see that it frustrates him, especially in this song, right? Like, when he says, I'm willing to pay the price for you to stay the night, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty deep, yo. Like, that's... Dude, this is really, it's pretty fucked up, yo. I can't understand how the fuck you can let something like this happen. I'm not, this is my thing. I'm not trying to blame it only on the people he was around and nothing on him. I'm not trying to make it sound like that. Because I do realize it kind of sounds like that, right? But I can only do so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it's like to feel like, yeah, I'm really trying, but it's like, it's just me. You know, nobody around me that I hang out with wants to see me get better. They may say, oh, dude, just smile more. You know, don't talk like that. But that's about it. When they're in front of you, when they're not, they don't text you and be like, yo, how you feeling? You good? Yada, yada. I could never be like that. Like, maybe I'm just too nice of a guy. I don't know. But, like, for me with my friends, like, my best friends especially, like, it's a daily occurrence. So, like, we'll be talking. Maybe not, like, daily, but, like, you know, because I have work and shit, too. We work. But many times throughout the week, I can guarantee you all my friends, we're just talking. You know what I'm saying? That group, that circle of my friends is very small. That's a very selective few people. So, like, I can imagine through this song, just didn't feel like there's anybody close to him because, like, he felt so alone. That's another thing reading from the song.
Feel like a lost cause. Oxycodone till I lodge. I need to clean my act up. Where's the Lysol? I've been pulling activists to sad songs. Who are you to tell me I'm wrong? I'm heading out of space, I blast off. They wonder why I'm gone for so long. Still don't know where I belong. I need to confide.
Now he's talking about that he's using drugs to cope with his loneliness. And this is something that some people may not realize, is that when somebody says that they're lonely, it may not be a matter of, oh, they need other people around them. Like, for me, I feel like this actually a lot, even recently. For me, it's more of a loneliness of yourself. I don't know if that makes sense, but, like, you feel like you just can't find yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I'm still struggling with to this day. It's a very... for me at least, a very fucked up part of me that I don't talk about really at all because I know people are very quick to judge, and as much as me personally, I know it wouldn't bother me, mentally I know how that would affect me. And that's kind of the thing that I'm noticing a lot lately in the last month or like 2 months, is that, like, emotionally, a lot of things are bothering me, you know what I'm saying? And it's very tough, and to hear him talking about it, not exactly the same thing, but to hear him talking about stuff and that's the same reason why he's bringing it up is pretty sad. Like,
true love's hard to find. I'll wait for her to come find me. I'll even pay the fines. I need to come find. True love's hard to find. I'll wait for her to come find to pay the fines.
That is a very, very difficult song for me to listen to. Kind of triggers me a bit. Mental health is really not taken as seriously as I would like it to be. And that's something, especially with this generation, I feel like is really overlooked because, like, so many people think, oh, yeah, we're just being sensitive. Right? And I get that. I'm not trying to sound like sensitive Sally. There are actually people that are just fucking sensitive pussies. But I think with that concept, it blurs the line between being sensitive and actually going through something like, depression and shit. And not just being like overly sensitive and you get stressed out, but like you're actually going through the ringer, And that's a very real thing that I definitely think is very overlooked and very not talked about is somebody's mental health, like especially within guys. It's and I think the biggest reason why it's not as frequently discussed amongst guys is because, like, growing up, I didn't have a dad, right? So, like, for me, it was a bit different. But all my friends that had their dads, like, both parents in your life is what I'm trying to say. They were raised, and I can tell this, obviously, right? Like, I know. They are raised with that installment that a man has to be manly. And I'm not saying, like, start painting your nails. I don't give a fuck if that's what you want to do. I'm just saying, I'm not saying, like, that's, but, like, the idea of manly for so long has just been men don't express their emotions. Or not a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's, to me, is just something very fucked up, very wrong. To instill in your kid that they should not have emotions. Or not that they shouldn't have emotions, but that they shouldn't show emotions. Because especially with this generation, I feel, myself included, it's very difficult to express your emotions now because of that. Because as a guy, it's that kind of time back into what I was saying earlier. It's one of those things. I apologize, by the way, this video is like a movie, but I really want to talk about this because it's important to me. As a guy, when you guys gotta understand, only in maybe the last 2 years have I been going through this depression where I've actually opened up about it. Like, I've had such a difficult time coping with just the fact that I'm dealing with the anxiety, especially, with everything else going on and the depression and the stress, that I just said, fuck it. I just kept it to myself for all these years, right? And that to me is not the fucking way to go. And I see that now. And unfortunately, due to that, I'm struggling with my depression really, really badly. Like, I'm not doing the best, right? And I'm not saying that just to get sympathy, right? I'm just saying that keeping it a buck, right? Kind of tying back in, now getting back into this, sorry, I got on a whole fucking in my feeling rant, but the song, let me just get back to that. The song is a very emotional based song, like a lot of other songs. Juice WRLD talks about a struggle that he has, a problem he has, and this is, a lot of people overlook it, like I was saying earlier, and they say, oh, you just talk about the same fucking things. But at least he acknowledges, and he, not that it makes it better or worse or whatever, but like, it kind of makes it worse, but not to overlook it. But he does acknowledge that he's doing this to himself. Now, I can imagine in terms of like the drug use, it's more towards the side of the addiction than it is just like he's choosing that him personally, and it's not the addiction that's making him choose that. In the withdrawals, it's shit. I know what that's like. It's pretty shit to go fucking, nauseous day after day, and you're just fucking feeling like shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's not a fun thing to go through or to see, My thing is, at least he was open about that. Anyways, I apologize that I made this 18-minute video into a 20-minute video, 1-minute video. But if you guys watched this all the way to the end and got to this part, please leave hashtag your piff. I don't know. Hashtag your piff in the comments so I know you got this far into the video. Love you guys.